Hello everyone, today I will talk about the video we learned in week 11, the organizational culture. So in this presentation, I will explain three approaches to organizational culture based on the Edgar's Chin's model. I will also discuss the benefits and challenges of each approach. And then I will apply these concepts to my internship experience and explain which approach is the most important in my organization. And finally, I will also discuss why organizational culture is important and how it improves efficiency and effectiveness in business process. And according to the video, I think organizational culture can be understood through three levels. So the first is artifacts. These are the visible elements in an organization, such as office layout or employee behavior and dress code. And they're easy to observe, but they do not always explain the real meaning behind the actions. And the second level is about the values. So these include the company's goals, strategies, and benefits. Values actually help guide the decision making and show what the organization says is important. Yeah, and the last level is about underlying assumptions. So these are very deep unconscious beliefs about how the world works. So they strongly influence how employees think and behave, even if people are not aware of them. So with them together, these three levels help us understand the organizational culture from surface to deeper levels. And when we analyze organizational culture, each level provides different insights, but also comes with the limitations. So first, the artifacts are the most visible part of the culture. The benefit is that like they're easy to observe, so they help us quickly understand the working environment. For example, like we can see how employees dress and how the office is designed. However, the challenge is that artifacts can be misleading. And we may see the relaxed office environment, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the company has a flexible culture. And second is the value. So values provide a deeper understanding because they reflect what the company claims to believe in. The benefit is that values help guide decision making and align employees with company goals. However, I think, the challenge is that values are not always consistent with actual behavior because some companies say they value innovation, but in practice they may avoid risks. And the last is about underlying assumptions. So these are the deepest level. The benefit is that they strongly influence real behavior and decision making, and they explain why employees act in certain ways. And for this level, there's also the challenge, which is that they're very difficult to identify and even harder to change because they're deeply rooted and often unconscious. So all three levels are important, and the deeper we go, actually, the more accurate our understanding becomes, but also the more difficult it is to analyze and manage. And for my internship, I believe that focusing on the underlying assumptions is the most effective approach. Also, the values, these two. The reason is that in my company, like we're more related to like a toy industry. So many business decisions are not only based on the visible behaviors or stated values, but also on deeper beliefs. about customers and products. So, for example, like our company believes that customers are not just buying products, but also we not us also the products we need to provide the emotional value, especially when it comes to the IP based products. For example, like Snoopy, Garfield, like a current Japanese anime product line, like Jujutsu Kaisen, Free Run, like these kind of anime. So these underlying assumption influence how we design products and how we communicate with customers and how we build relationships compared to the artifacts such as store displays or product packaging. These visible elements do not fully explain why certain products sell better. But we also provide a display. Also compared to the values such as like a customer first, underlying assumptions provide a more accurate explanation of the real behavior. So therefore, I believe that focusing on underlying assumptions is also the best approach in my internship, because it helps me better understand customer needs, improve my sales strategy, and align with the company's long-term goals. And when we talk about organizational culture, I think the company values are also extremely important, like I said, because they guide both how the company operates and how employees behave. So, in my company, one of our core values is to help brick sets lovers, which is a building block lovers, truly enjoy building. So this idea may sound simple, but in reality, it strongly shapes how we design our products. For example, compared to the traditional brands like Lego, which often focus on the simple and cute designs. But to be honest, our company tries to create something more unique by combining bricks with IP-based designs. Because of this, customers not only enjoy the building process, but they also, they can also continue to enjoy the product even after they finish building. So the product creates a more lasting and a continuous experience rather than just a one-time activity or just a process. So at the same time, our organizational culture also emphasize internal values for employees. We believe that people need to be highly disciplined and self-motivated, because in our work, for example, I'm like a sales manager, so in our work, most of the employees are expected to have strong passion for the products and take initiative in what they do. And this kind of culture encourages employees to stay engaged, be responsible for their work, and continuously improve their performance. So overall, I think these values actually not only shape our products and the customer experience, but also influence how employees work and how the company achieves its goals. So this is why organizational culture plays such an important role in improving both efficiency and effectiveness. Yeah, so culture in our company is not just a concept. It also directly connects our product and our people, even our performance. And in conclusion, I think organizational culture includes, like what I mentioned, the artifacts, values, and the underlying assumptions. And these three levels work together to shape how a company operates. And among them, I believe underlying assumptions are the most important because they influence real behavior and decision making. And from my internship experience, I've also learned that when you understand these deeper culture elements, you can actually better ally with a company and improve like my performance or someone's performance. Finally, I think the organization culture, it's not just a theory. It also plays a crucial role in daily business operations and help connect strategy with actual execution. So I would like to say culture is like the engine behind the company, and you may not always see it, but actually it really drives how far the company can go. Yes, thank you, everyone.